Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today it's time for another breakfast with Blaha, and today I'm having fat-free Greek yogurt, almond butter, and milled flax seeds. Alright, let's talk about benching inside the rings, longevity. Brief history of my channel views of it, personal views of it. I have historically, for many years, on this channel and my previous channel, right? Because this isn't my first one. People look at, like, I guess, the 2013. This is not my original channel. It's my second fitness channel. Always promoted benching inside the rings. So we mean inside the rings. Not touching the rings, keeping inside there. Closer grip. Medium grip, close grip. The rings on a bench press bar or a standard power bar are 32 inches, right? They're there for measurement purposes for powerlifting. Okay, 32 inches. Now, Olympic bars have 36-inch rings. Just be aware of that when we're talking about the rings. And if you don't know, then measure them. You guys can convert that to centimeters, however you want. But those bars are based off inches anyways, because it's originally American designs. 32 inches. You stay inside of it. And I have for a little while messed with going out wider. Listening to guys like J.M. Blakely, who I have a great deal of respect for, but I think he gets some stuff wrong. He's made arguments towards physics for it. But while he's right on that physics end, it doesn't always pan out that way on leverages. Because you go over and look, and I hate to have to be the one to point this out, strongest raw bencher in the world, Julius Maddox, is a medium grip bencher. And he's a big guy. So, I mean, really his medium grip is for a lot of people's close grip. As far as his placement on the rings, he's well inside the rings. Those rings are completely outside his pinky fingers. Undisputed strongest raw bencher in the world. By a pretty big margin at this point. He benches that way. Who are some of your other conjugate guys who tell you this? Or former conjugate guys? Matt Winning. Okay. Jim Wendler. Both are telling you guys this. Right? They're both telling you this, that if you want longevity under the barbell, you need to stay inside the rings. I found that doesn't feel the best on my shoulders no matter what I do to go out wider for me personally. I've leaned in that direction. That's why I do medium grip now. Most of my work's medium grip with a little bit of work on close grip for supplemental work. Stick medium grip. Here's what we have to remember though when we go medium grip. If you're going to stay inside the rings, your true maxes are always going to be very tricep heavy. All right? We already know they are on the bench press, but in this case, you will have to dedicate yourself to tricep training and upper back. I'm not saying pecs and delts don't matter. What I'm saying is that all your bench training itself, if you specialize in all of it and pick the accessories that help you through your other weak points, your pecs and delts are going to be big enough anyways. Your extra work is going to have to really overdevelop that upper back. Means you're going to need to get really strong at rows. Probably need to do either a lot of face pulls, rear delt flies, band pull apart, something. This moment I'm doing face pulls. Okay. Mainly because I like them for restoration work and I can do them every day. But triceps, you are going to have to overdevelop your triceps if you want to get good at benching. But, you know, that carries over to a lot of other endeavors. How many sports are strong triceps useful in? A lot of them. Help you punch, help you throw, help you push people. Okay. Triceps are a very athletic muscle, unlike the bicep. We don't use the bicep in that standard supine grip everyone trains in anything, in any sport, any endeavors, not even a natural movement. The reason that beats you up. Triceps, on the other hand, You're going to be more athletic anyways. They're overall more useful. Strong triceps. Not a downside, but that means you're going to have to dedicate yourself to tricep training if you go this route. All right, you're going to have to just double down on tricep work. And that means taking care of your elbows. And I get clients who they want to bench inside the rings and they don't buy the equipment that they need. I'm like, look, this is not going to work. You have a home gym with one barbell. You didn't get dumbbells. You don't have bands. You don't have chains. This is going to be a problem for you. All right. And people say, well, it's a home gym. It's like, okay, we'll get some other stuff. You shouldn't ever be saying, hey, what's the bare bones minimum I can get away with? Well, in this case, the bare bones minimum you're going to have to get away with is specialization in triceps. I'm going to recommend you have a couple barbells, not just your power bar. You're going to need dumbbells. They don't necessarily have to be up to 150 pounds, but you better have dumbbells to where you can do extensions with dumbbells, not just bars, so that you don't beat your elbows up. You better have bands, because if you're going to do a lot of tricep specialization, you're going to have to build those tendons. Okay. So that's something that you have to accept. If you're going to go this route and say, okay, I realize this is best for longevity, you better be ready to build your triceps. And I mean build them in a way to where you're not beating yourself into the ground or your elbows don't hurt. And it means you're going to have to invest in some certain basic things. It's going to be mini bands. It's going to be dumbbells. Maybe other bands and chains for some of your pressing supplemental work. It's just a good idea. You're going to have to do that if you go down this path and say, well, this is how I'm going to bench. Otherwise, you're just going to have a weak-ass, shitty-ass bench. You're going to have to build triceps. And you can't just go, okay, guys who are like that, I can just do tons of dips. No, you can't. That's going to beat your shoulders up. You can't just do dips year round. And you sure just can't do skull crushers. All right? Skull crushers do not work with longevity. That's an exercise that's not going to go with longevity. We can make the argument, dips don't either. Some real good coaches who say that. I've heard, what's his name? Who else has said that? Dave Tate. I've heard Dave Tate say, hey, you're not going to be doing dips in your 40s. Not if you've been doing them all the way through. All right? This is not an exercise that works for longevity. Like a lot of these coaches say, curls are the same way, barring things like hammer curls. Curls and longevity can be a problem. You have to tricep specialize. Otherwise, we're back to this whole point. You go through this whole point of, I want to save my shoulders, right? So I'm going to stay inside the rings and just work on just getting stronger. And triceps will bridge the gap, right? Any strength loss you get from that longer range of motion of coming in a few inches can more than be made up for off triceps if you get them big enough. But then if you go, well, I want to save my shoulders this way, but then you beat your elbows up, have you done yourself any favors? You're going to need some basic equipment. And it honestly isn't that expensive. All right, guys. That's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.